Equation number 20, draw a graph from the following data. So this data is given. So draw tangents at x equals to 2, 4, 6 and 8. Find the slopes of these tangents. Verify that the curve drawn is y is equals to 2x square and the slope of the tangent is given by 4x. तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल इफ़ यू वांट टू वेरीफाई कि जो ये कर्व बनेगा वो इसको रिप्रेजेंट करेगा, तो हम क्या कर सकते हैं, वी कैन पुट द वैल्यू ऑफ x इन दिस फार्मूला एंड फाइंड वैल्यू ऑफ y. तो इफ़ वी पुट x इक्वल्स टू 1, so in question number 20 if we put say x equals to 1, okay, so we will get y is equals to 2 times 1 square, so it comes out to be 2. So this data point satisfy. अगर हम x को पुट करते हैं 2, so y comes out to be 2 into 2 square, that is 8. So similarly we can prove for all the points कि all these points represent this graph. तो इस तरह से तो हमने verify कर दिया. So next we have to plot the graph of these data points and then draw the tangent to that and then check whether the tangent that we found corresponds to this value. So let us see what is the graph. So this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis and this is the plot. This red, जो रेड कलर है बेसिकली वो आपका प्लॉट है जो आपके डेटा पॉइंट्स हैं. एंड इफ यू सी ये जो ग्रीन लाइन आपको दिख रही है इट इज़ टेंजेंट एट 2,8. तो ये आपका जो पहली टेंजेंट हमने x इक्वल्स टू 2 पर जो हमने टेंजेंट बनानी थी वो क्या है, दिस ग्रीन टेंजेंट. तो इफ वी सी the x intercept of this tangent is 1,0. So this point is 2,8 and this point is 1,0. So from here we can say tangent at x equals to 2 will be, so we can apply y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. Okay, so this tangent passes through this tangent passes through 2 points, that is your 2,8 and 1,0. So if we use this we will get y2 कितना है हमारा 0 minus 8 upon 1 minus 2. So from here we get 7. Sorry, यहाँ पर आपको मिलेगा this is minus 1, it will be 8. So this will be 8. Okay, so if we see tangent at x equals to 4, so if we draw a tangent at x equals to 4 and this is your x-axis, so your x-intercept will be 2,0. So now this tangent passes through 2,0 and your 4,32. So from here if you want to find the tangent, so that will be 32 minus 0 upon 4 minus 2, so it comes out to be 32 upon 2, that is 16. Okay, so if we draw a tangent at x equals to 6, so this tangent which is at 6,72 and the x-intercept will be 3,0. So this tangent passes through 3,0 and your 6,72. So from here we can calculate 72 minus 0 upon 6 minus 3. So it comes out to be 72 upon 3, that is 24. Okay, so if we draw a tangent at x equals to 8, so let us see. So this tangent passes through 8, 128, and this x-intercept is 4, 0. So tangent passes through these 2 points. The slope will be your 128 minus 0 upon 8 minus 4. So it will be 128 upon 4. So it will be 32. So if we see these values, in the first case 8 can be written as 4 into 2, and 16 can be written as your 4 into 4, and 24 can be written as 4 into 6, and 32 can be written as 4 into 8. तो क्लियरली यू कैन सी यहाँ पे 2 है, यहाँ पर 4 है, यहाँ पर 6 है, यहाँ पर 8 है. तो बेसिकली और ये 2 क्या है, इस केस में 2 क्या था, 2 था. इस केस में जो ये 2 है, x कितना 2 था. सेकंड केस में x 4 था, तो यहाँ पर 4 है. थर्ड केस में आपका x 6 था, तो यहाँ पर 6 है. एंड फोर्थ केस में x 8 था, तो यहाँ पर 8 है. तो इट इज़ ऑफ द फॉर्म ऑफ 4x. तो हेंस वी कैन से that tan theta, which is the slope of the tangent, is equals to 4x. Hence this is the solution of the question number 20. In question number 21, a curve is represented by y equals to sin x. If x is changed from pi by 3 to pi by 3 plus pi by 100, find approximately the change in y. So in this question, what we have given, your y is equals to sin x, and you have given that your x changes from this to this value. So we can say x is equals to pi by 3, and x plus delta x is equals to pi by 3 plus pi by 100. So we can say the delta x is equals to pi by 100, and this delta x is very small. So we can approximate that delta y by delta x is equals to tangent at the value of x equals to pi by 3. Tangent at x equals to pi by 3 to the curve जो आपका y equals to sin x. So we can write delta y by delta x is equals to dy by dx at x equals to pi by 3. So from here we can calculate, so delta y upon delta x is pi by 100, and the dy by dx of this will be cos x, so it will be cos pi by 3, and cos pi by 3 is 1 by 2. So from here we can say delta y is pi by 200. So this is the answer of question number 21. In question number 22, the electric current in a changing RC circuit is given by this expression, where I naught, capital R and C are constant parameters of the circuit and T is the time. Find the rate of change of current at T equals to 0, T equals to RC and T equals to 10 RC. तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यहाँ पर मैं अपनी एक्सप्रेशन लिख देता हूँ. योर आई इन द RC circuit is varying as like this. So it is a exponential decay, and here I naught and RC are constant, and we have to find the rate of change of current. So the rate of change of current can be written as di by dt. So you have to take the derivative on the both side. So it will be I naught, और यहाँ पर जो t का जो कांस्टेंट लगा हुआ है उसको हम एज इट इज उतार लेंगे, एंड इट विल बी e raised to power minus t by r. So this is the basic differentiation of this particular function. So now we have to find the value at di by dt at t equals to 0. So it will be, when t equals to 0, this exponent will become 0, then e raised to power 0 becomes 1. So we can write it minus I naught by RC e raised to power 0. So it becomes minus I naught by RC. And then if we want to find the value at t equals to RC, so it will be minus I naught by RC e raised to power minus RC by RC. So it cancel out and it becomes minus I naught RC e raised to power minus 1. And in the third part, we have to find di by dt t raised to power 10 RC. When t is 10 RC, so it will be minus I naught RC e raised to power, in this case it will be e raised to power minus 10. So इसको हम लिख सकते हैं e naught upon RC e raised to power 10. So this is the answer of question number 22. In question number 23, the electric current in the discharging RC circuit is given by this. So your I is given as I naught e raised to power minus t by RC, where I naught, R and C are constant parameters and t is time, and it is given that the value of I naught is 2 ampere and the value of R is 6 into 10 raised to power 5 ohms. And what else is given? And the C is 0.5 microfarad. So this is the unit of the capacitance that will cover in the plus 2. So this is the plus 2 topic. Find the current at t equals to 0. So first of all, in the first part, we have to find current at t equals to 0.3 seconds. So we have to substitute the values. 2 e raised to power minus 0.3 upon RC, that will be 6 into 0.5, that is 3 into 10 raised to power 5. So it will be 2 e raised to power minus, so it will be 10 raised to power minus 6. 10 raised to power minus 6, and here there is micro also. So 10 raised to power minus 6, it will cancel out, so we'll get 1. So we'll get E2 by E. So this is the answer of part A. And in B, so we have to find the rate of change of the current. So you have to find out the derivative of the current. This is the rate of change of the current. So if we take the derivative, it will be I naught minus I naught upon RC e raised to power minus t by RC. And we have to find at t equals to 0.3 seconds. So it will be minus 2 upon, so RC comes out to be your 0.3 that we have calculated here. So this quantity is 1, it means it is 0.3. RC is 0.3 and it can be written as minus 1. So we will have minus 20 upon 3e. So this is the answer of second part. In the third part, find the approximately the current at t equals to 0.31 second. Find approximately the current at t equals to 0.31 second. At t equals to 0.31 second. So it will be 2 e raised to power minus 0.31 upon 0.3. ओके, इसको हम लिख सकते हैं 2 raised to power 2 into e raised to power minus 31 upon 30, और इसको हम लिखा जा सकता है 2 e raised to power minus 1 प्लस 1/30, और इसको हम लिख सकते हैं 2 टाइम्स e raised to power minus 1 e raised to power minus 1/30. ओके, और e raised to power minus 1/30, तो ये जो क्वांटिटी है दिस इज अ स्मॉल क्वांटिटी, तो इफ़ वी राइट e raised to power x in series it is given as 1 plus x by factorial 1 plus x square by 2 factorial and so on and so forth. तो जो हायर ऑर्डर्स वाली टर्म्स होंगी उनको हम नेगलेक्ट कर देंगे. सो योर e raised to power minus 1/30 it can be written as 1 minus 1/30, so it will be 29/30. And okay, so this thing can be written as, so your I at t equals to 0.31 second, which comes out to be 2 e raised to power minus 1 into a raised to power minus 1/30, which can be written as 29/30. So we can write it like this: 58 upon 30 divided by e, so it will be 5.8 upon 3e. So it is a current, तो यहाँ पर हम इसको एम्पियर लिख देते हैं. Similarly in the part A we have calculate current, तो यहाँ पर यूनिट डालना ज़रूरी है because we have given units, और यहाँ पर इसको लिखेंगे rate of change of current ampere per second. Similarly here it is ampere. So this is the answer of question number 23. In question number 24, find the area bounded under the curve y equals to 3x square plus 6x plus 7 and the x-axis with the ordinates at x equals to 5 and x equals to 10. So in question number 24, the function, the graph is given as 3x square plus 6x plus 7, and we have to find the area bounded by the ordinates at x equals to 5 and x equals to 10. So basically whenever you have to find the area, you have to take the integration of y dx, and where x varying from 5 to 10. Okay, so it can be written as integral of 3x square plus 6x plus 7, and the lower limit is 5 and the upper limit is 10. So it can be written as integral of 5 to 10 3x square dx plus integral 5 to 10 6x dx plus integral 7 dx from 5 to 10. So if we do the integration of 3x square, ये आएगा आपका 3x cube by 3, so it will be x cube 5 to 10, and it will be 6x square by 2, that will be 3x square 5 to 10 plus 7x from 5 to 10. So it comes out to be 1000 minus 125 plus 300 minus 75 plus 70 minus 35. So it comes out to be 1370 minus, so that will be 125 plus 75, that is 235. so it will be 1135. So this is the area bounded by this curve with the x-axis. So in the next problem, find the area enclosed by the curve y equals to sin x and the x-axis between the x equals to 0 and x equals to 5. So in question number 25, your function is given as sin x and you have to find the area. So this is your pi and this is 0, so you have to find this area. Again, in order to find the area, we have to do integral of y dx, and the limit varies from 0 to pi, and it will be equal to sin x dx from 0 to pi. Integral of sin x is minus cos x, and the limit will be 0 to pi, and it can be written as minus cos pi is minus 1 and plus cos 0 is 1, so it comes out to be 2. So this is the answer of question number 25. In question number 26, find the area bounded by the curve y equals to e raised to power minus x, the x-axis and the y-axis. तो सबसे पहले तो मैं यहाँ पे ग्राफ बना देता हूँ e raised to power minus x का. So it is a exponentially decaying function and it passes through 0, 1, and it will be something like this. And we have to find the area between of this curve and the x-axis and the y-axis. So basically we have to find this area. So the limit x varies from 0 to infinity. So y is given as e raised to power minus x, and we have to find the area. So it will be y dx from 0 to infinity. Is 0 to infinity, and it comes out to be minus e raised to power minus x from 0 to infinity. So if you put the value, so it will be minus e raised to power minus infinity plus e raised to power 0. E raised to power minus infinity will be minus 1 upon e raised to power infinity, and this quantity is 1. So this quantity will be 1 upon infinity. E raised to power infinity will become infinity. So this quantity will become 0 because denominator is tending to infinity. So we will get 1. So 1 is the answer of question number 26. In question number 27, a rod of length capital L is placed along the x-axis. A rod of length capital L is placed along the x-axis between x equals to 0 to x equals to L. So there is a rod. So this is x equals to 0 and this is x equals to L. The linear density, that is mass per unit length, is rho of the rod varies with the distance x. So the linear mass density is varying along the length, and it is given by this. Your linear mass density is equals to alpha, notes it is A plus bx. In this question, first of all, we have to find the SI unit of A and B and find the mass of the rod in terms of A, B and capital L. So first of all, what we have given, at a distance x, if we take a small length dx, so at this region the linear mass density is A plus bx. So that is given. So in first part we have to find the SI unit of A and B. अब since it is linear mass density, so the SI unit of rho will be kilogram per meter. So if this is kilogram per meter and here we have two quantities, two terms, so both the terms will have the same units. So A has to be SI unit of A has to be kilogram per meter, and the SI unit of Bx will be kilogram per meter. So if Bx is kilogram per meter and x is a distance, so it will be kilogram. So SI unit of B will be kilogram per meter divided by the unit of x, which will be meter square हो जाएगा. So it will be kilogram per meter square. If we multiply this unit with x, with the unit of x, you will get kilogram per meter. So these are the SI units of A and B. Find the mass of the rod in terms of A, B and capital L. So if we want to calculate the mass, so we have to take all these elements and add up all them together. तो सबसे पहले the small amount of mass, let dm be the mass of element dx at x, which is placed at x, this dx. So dm will be your linear mass density into its length. So it will be A plus Bx into dx. So we can find the mass of the rod by integrating this expression. So if we integrate this, and the limit will be from 0 to capital L, because the smallest value of x can be 0 and the maximum value of the x can be L, so the limit will be 0 to L. So we will get the mass of the rod and it will be ax plus bx square by 2 from 0 to L, so it will be al plus bl square by 2. So the mass will be this. So this is the answer of question number 27. In question number 28, the momentum p of a particle changes with time t according to the relation dp by dt equals to 10 Newton plus 2 Newton per second into t. If the momentum is 0 at t equals to 0, what will be the momentum at t equals to 10? So in question number 28, the expression for the rate of change of momentum is given. Something like this. And what we have given, that at t equals to 0, the momentum was 0. And we have to find when t equals to 10, so what is the momentum? So this equation can be written as dp is equals to 10 plus 2t into dt. So if we integrate this equation, differential equation, and apply the limits, so this will gives you, say the momentum is changing from 0 to p and the time is changing from 0 to 10. So when the time was 0, momentum was 0. When the time was 10 seconds, momentum was p. So it will be p, and here we have 10t plus 2t square by 2. So that is the integration of this, 10t 2t square by 2. So this will cancel out from 0 to 10. So it comes out to be 10 into 10 plus 10 square. So it will be 200. Okay, so it will be 200 momentum है. Okay, Newton, sorry, mass kilogram meter per second. So we can write like this. So this is the answer of question number 28. In question number 29, the changes in a function y and the independent variable x are related as this. Find y as a function of x. So we have given dy by dx as x square and we have to find the y as a function of x. So हम क्या कर सकते हैं, एक वेरिएबल को एक साइड पर कर देते हैं और एक वेरिएबल को दूसरी साइड पर. तो वी कैन राइट इट लाइक दिस, dy is equals to x square dx. So now we can take indefinite integral. So it will become y and it will become x cube by 3 with some constant. So this is the answer of question number 29. So in case of indefinite integral आपको एक constant add करना पड़ता है, because if you take the derivative of this thing it has to come out to be x square. तो अगर यहाँ पर c होगा या नहीं होगा, दोनों केसेस में ही आएगा, तो you have to take c. तो एक हमें एक जनरल फॉर्मूला बनाना होता है. So this is your answer of question number 23. In question number 30 we have to write the number of significant digits in all of these. ठीक है. So in A 1001, so all of these has to be significant 1001. तो इस केस में आपका हो जाएगा 4 significant figures. In case of B, the zero which includes between the non-zero values उनको हम significant मानते हैं. तो यहाँ पर भी आपका क्या होगा, 4 significant figures होंगे. In C, zero appearing on the right side of the non-zero number उसको हम significant मानते हैं. तो इस केस में there will be 5. And in this, the zeros appearing on the left of the non-zero numbers उनको significant नहीं मानते हैं. तो आपके पास यहाँ पर 4 significant figures होंगे. So this is the answer of question number 30. In question number 31, a meter scale is graduated at every millimeter. How many significant digits will be there in a length measurement with this scale? तो यहाँ पर जो आपका मिलीमीटर्स, ये जो आपका मीटर स्केल है, इसमें आप मेजर कर सकते हो फ्रॉम 0 to 1000 millimeter. Okay, so suppose if I take a value 0.3 millimeter, so it has one significant figure. Suppose if I take a value of 2.3 millimeter, it has a 2 significant figures. If I take say 12.3 millimeter, इसमें 3 significant figures हैं. So if I take 99.9 millimeter, okay, in this again you have 3 significant figures. If I take 999.9 millimeter, here we have 4 significant figures. So the measurement can have any of these 1, 2, 3 and 4 significant figures. तो answer will be 1, 2, 3 और 4. इनमें से कोई भी आपके significant figures, number of significant figures आ सकती हैं इसमें, depending upon the measurement. Okay. In question number 32, round of the following number to 2 significant digits. So सबसे पहले हम बात करते हैं 3472. अगर इसको 2 सिग्निफिकेंट डिजिट्स में आपको राउंड ऑफ करना है, तो आपने देखना है कि जो सेकंड डिजिट है उसके राइट में कौन सा नंबर है. सिंस यहाँ पर कितना है, 4 है और राइट में इसका 7 है, सो इट विल बिकम 5. तो इसका क्या होगा, राउंड ऑफ करने के बाद आफ्टर राउंड ऑफ it becomes 3500. Okay, in case of second part 84.16. so this is your second significant figure and on the right of it you have 1. so is after round off it will become, on the right of it there is 1 तो it will remain as it is 84. So that is the answer, up to 2 significant figures. In the third part, 2.55. So this is your second significant figure and on the right of it there is 5. तो अगर यहाँ पर 5 है और यहाँ पर ऑड नंबर है तो आपको उसको बढ़ाना पड़ेगा. अगर यहाँ पर 5 होता और यहाँ पर इवन नंबर होता तो आप उसको रिटेन करते, और अगर यहाँ पर 5 है और यहाँ पर आपका ऑड नंबर है, यू हैव टू इंक्रीज इट बाय 1. सो आफ्टर राउंड ऑफ it will become 2.6. In D, in D you have 2.28.5. So this is your even number and the right of it you have 5. तो अब इसको आप रिटेन करोगे, इसको नहीं बढ़ाओगे, ये आपका 8 ही रहेगा. So after round off it will become 28. So this is the answer of question number 32. In question number 33, the length and the radius of a cylinder measured with a slide caliper are found to be 4.54 and the 1.75 centimeter. Calculate the volume of the cylinder. Okay. So in question number 33, we have given length of the cylinder, that is 4.54 centimeter, and the radius, that is 1.75 centimeter, and we have to calculate the volume. So volume of a cylinder is pi r square into L, so it will be 1.75 into 4.54. So your answer should be in 3 significant figures because all of these are in 3 significant figures. So इसको हम solve करते हैं. So 22/7 into 1.75 square into 4.54. So if we solve this, we will get 43.6975. Now we have to round off it to 3 significant figures. So here is 9, so it will increase by 1. तो ये हो जाएगा आपका 43.7 centimeter cube. So this is the answer of question number 33. In question number 34, the thickness of a glass plate is measured to be 2.17, 2.17 and 2.18 millimeter at 3 different places. Find the average thickness of the plate from this data. Okay, अब हम इसको add कर रहे हैं and then we are dividing. So all of these have 3 significant figures and all are 2 decimal places. So your answer has to be in 2 decimal places. So we have to find the average. So thickness average will be 2.17 plus 2.17 plus 2.18 divided by 3. So it will be your 6.52 divided by 3. So it will be 2.173, something like this, but we have to make it 2 decimal places, so it can be written as 2.17 and the unit will be millimeter. So this is the answer of question number 34. In question number 35, the length of the string of a simple pendulum is measured with a meter scale to be 90.0 centimeter. The radius of the bob plus the length of the hook is calculated to be 2.13. Okay, using measurements with slide caliper, what is the effective length of the pendulum? So the effective length will be the length of the string plus hook and the radius of the bob. So we have to add all the three quantities. Since we are adding, so the answer should have only one decimal place. So इसको हम लिख सकते हैं, बिकॉज यहाँ पर एक डेसिमल प्लेस है, यहाँ पर दो डेसिमल प्लेस है, तो आपको कम वाला लेना है. So in case your question number 35, your length, effective length, will be 90 plus 2.13, so it will be 92.13, but you should have answer only in one decimal place, so it will be 92.1 centimeter. So this is the answer of question number 35. So we have done all the question of this particular chapter. So in the next video we'll do units and dimensions. Thank you.